What's up, everybody? Are you ready for some good information on making money? What I want to do in today's video is, number one, I want to make you aware of something. And I think that when you become more aware of this, it will get you more focused on what you have to do to make sure that your business survives when you either decide to do it, or as if your business is already open. I want you to be aware of this because this is going to help you be able to keep your business going when other people's businesses are failing. Now, what I want to talk about in this video is we're going to talk about why it is very important for you to focus on how you're going to get customers. So to prove that point, what I want to do is I want to just make you aware. This is the according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS, is this isn't necessarily true. Data from the BLS shows approximately 20% of new businesses fail during the first 2 years of being open, 45% during the first 5 years, 65% during the first 10 years. So we saw that. So now let's just go to where people who have actually done other research. So we saw what BLS had on there. This here is what caught my attention right here. So you got about 90% of startups fail, 10% will fail in the first year. Across all industry, startups will fail, seem to close to the same. Failure is most common for startups during the first 2 years through 5 years, with 70% falling into this category. So to sum it all up, is that most businesses, let's get over here. Most businesses are going to fail, but they're not failing because of the reasons that you might be thinking. They're not failing because of the reasons that you might be thinking. Let's get this pulled down. Let's get this. All right, let's make sure I got this here. All right. So I had an interesting conversation. With a client yesterday, and this is a client for one of my other businesses, but she was looking at getting into real estate. So she wants to, this is her goal, is that she wants to get into the real estate business. And you can make very good money in the real estate business. You can make very good money. So what I did is I just asked her some questions. I was like, well, what are you doing right now? What are some of the things that you're doing in your life right now? She said that she's in the military. She's having goals of staying in the military and being able to retire, but also she wants to kind of build wealth for herself and her child that is she's expecting to have a child pretty soon. And I said, okay, well, let's break this down. The first thing, when you, and this is a mistake that we all make, and is that we focus on the goal, which is what you should do. Like, there's no reason to do anything if there's no overall goal. So her goal is to make money in real estate. She want to have all these properties where she's making money in real estate, and that's the goal. So that's the goal. But when I talk to people, and what I was telling her that she needs to get focused on is she needs to educate herself on how to do this, because I'm like, what you're expressing to me right now is that you've seen other people be able to do this, but if you really think about it, you don't really know how this all works. And so I was like, you just kind of picking her brain to see what level her awareness, where was she at. And I found something that was very interesting, that you might find interesting, that she didn't really know that she was missing. And what I want to do to kind of show you this is to kind of work backwards. So I said that to buy real estate is going to take some money. Now, it could be your money, it could be the bank's money, it could be an investor's money, but you have to learn that you have to know and understand that it takes money. Most people know this. Like, this is something that most people are aware of when they think about getting real estate. So I said, okay, now you know about getting real estate. To get real estate, if you're going to have investors, if you're going to get the money through the bank, if you're going to utilize your own money, do you know that you have to have your credit taken care of? And she said, yeah, I know, I got to get my credit taken care of. I understand that. So I was like, okay, that's good that you understand that. Do you understand the way that banks look at your credit to approve you for the loans? Now that was something she was like, no, I don't know that, but I'm willing to learn that. So I was like, okay, well, that's good. We'll put a check mark there. You know that you got to have credit, but you don't know how. I'll fix that. I don't want to have it that way. So she said, yeah, I don't know that, but I'm willing to learn how to know how to get my credit in order, so I'm able to qualify to get loans, so I'm able to get get loans to be able to buy the house. So I was like, okay, that's good, because something that people don't know is that the banks look at your credit to be a certain situation to be able to buy the houses. Did you know that? Like like you can't just have good credit. It has to look a certain way. So I said, do you know that your credit has to look a certain way? And she was like, well, what do you mean by it has to look a certain way? So I gave her some examples. I'm like, well, if you're trying to buy properties, they're going to look and see if you have other credit that you're paying on, other stuff that is unsecured. They're going to look at how long the history is. There's going to be a list of things that they're going to look at. And then I said, well, are you trying to buy this as a business, or are you trying to buy this on a personal level? And she said, I want to do it as a business, because, people hear the stuff on the internet and they, watch videos and they're saying you can buy all of this stuff in your LLC. You don't have to worry about your personal credit. And I was like, well, that's not necessarily true. When you're starting at the beginning, you're going to need to get everything set up with your personal credit, and then you can start introducing at the same time your LLC. But it's going to be a combination. So you're going to have your LLC being built plus your personal credit. So you're going to need both of those. It's not just going to be one like everybody tries to claim. So now I was like, well, now do you know what banks look for to see if you have a legitimate LLC? And she was like, well, I think I know my name and my EIN number. And I was like, well, that's a couple of things, but there's some other things that they look for. And if you don't have them, they're not even going to think that you're a legitimate business. And I gave her one example. I was like, did you know that if you go to apply for a loan and you put your personal credit and your personal credit, let's just say you have 800 credit score, and you have that combined with your LLC, and just for not having one thing such as a business website, well, I put that on there twice. If you don't even have a business website, did you know that your loan could be rejected? Because think about it. You're giving them the LLC information, even if you had a documents with the with your Department of Financial Institution, that's what they call it here in my state, that you could still be rejected because you do not have a business website. A lot of people don't know that. Did you know that you could be rejected because you don't have a business phone number? A lot of people don't know that. So I was like, what we're really into right here is like, this is your education. This is your goal. This is, you understand that you need money to get to this goal. It could be your money, investors' money, all of the bank's money, all of that. But see, look, this right here is what you kind of need to be thinking about, is getting that education in here, because what that's going to do is if you have all of this prepared the right way, you're going to be able to get the money. You're going to be able to get those real estate properties. I'm hoping that that makes sense to you, because it makes sense to me, because what we find is a lot of people go here and they try to go here and they're not prepared. They get turned down, they get frustrated, and their business ends up failing. Now, let's back up even further. This is one of the things that I believe that if every business solved this problem, they would be able to work through this stuff here. Like, you would be able to work through it here. And I'm gonna give you an example using our real estate one, is that everyone should learn how to get customers. Like, I get these calls all the time where people will text me. They'll be like, do you want to sell, one of your properties? Like, they'll do all of these types of things to get in, to try to, get our attention, my wife and I's attention, to try to sell a property. And I was like, these are their lead generation strategies. This is the things that people got to do. Now, what I've seen a lot of people do is they'll go through the same strategies that all of the other people are doing, and they're just like, hey, I'm gonna, send out postcards, which is nothing wrong with that. Gonna send out mass calling, texting, all of that type of stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. But the thing that I want you to focus on and understand is that those people understand this right here, is that none of this is gonna work. None of this is gonna work unless you learn how to get more customers. I believe that you could have the terrible customer service. You do got to fix it, but you have terrible customer service. You could kind of be lacking in some of this. There's certain things that you can't lack on to be able to get funding, but you can kind of be lacking on some of this, as long as you have an understanding of how you can generate customers to be able to buy those properties, that you would be able to be successful. As a matter of fact, if you knew how to get potential properties, there are investors that will pay you money right here, and you could just make money right here all day and sell the property opportunities to those investors. They're looking for that all the time. Like, that's one of the biggest things that they're always looking for. So the main education takeaway for this video is that we want to focus on the goal, but we want to educate ourselves on everything that we got to do to be able to get to that goal. We want to get with people. We want to get the resources. We want to get the education with people who are really doing this type of stuff. And then the other part of it is that we want to truly start to understand and learn that we have to put time and get educated on how to generate leads. Leads become customers. Like, when you have that whole package put together, you will have a business, and you won't fall into the categories that I just showed you earlier of businesses that fail. If you need help with your business, you can, the links below here, you can get a free you can get, not a free consultation, you can get a consultation with me where we can talk for about an hour. I'll, ask you questions about your business and then give you a solid solution on what you can do. If you need to learn how to generate leads, there's a link below here where I have a program where I will show you exactly how you can generate leads step by step, and how to turn those leads into customers, because that's like one of the most important pieces of running a business. Also, if you are looking at trying to get your business into the level of being able to get funded, you want to get that education, you want to learn that knowledge and have access to funding companies. Like, there's places that you can go to that you can get credit card accounts from, you can get real estate loans from. There's a variety of different opportunities that are available to you. I've put together a website, the link is below this video, where you can actually go there and get a free business scan of your business, so you can see where you're at with this part of your business, so you can get yourself aligned to be able to get the funding to do whatever your goal, your ultimate goal is. So thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of Blue Book MKE and Let's Level Up Your Business 5-Day Challenge. Links are below this video.